Shall we read another story? This one is called No Place Like Home, and it looks like it's about polar bears. Shall we read it? See what happens in this story. There's no place like home, is there? Your home is lovely and comfy and cozy, and it's got all your favourite things and all your favourite people. Mummy, Aisha, Leah. Right, so you have a read of it. Paulie was a polar bear. A polar bear called Paulie. He lived with his mother in an ice cave near the North Pole. The North Pole at the top of the world. Freezing cold up there. And got snow and ice and polar bears and penguins. So see what happens next. Even if he walked all day, all he could ever see was ice and cold sea of the Arctic Ocean. The ocean where we are. On one side we've got the North Sea, on the other side we've got the Atlantic Ocean. Near the North Pole there's the Arctic Ocean, which has got lots of ice and it's really, really cold. Want to go swimming in that. As he grew older, Paulie began to think that perhaps there might be more than ice and sea. Thinking there's a big world out there. I wonder what's out there. He chatted to the gulls, the seagulls. He flew overhead and heard tell of lands that were green like ours, England, and Scotland and Wales and Ireland, and many other lands. Not white, and seas that were warm and full of bright little fish like ours. And as you go further south into the Mediterranean Sea, well, it's warmer there. More and more, Paulie longed to see them. One day, a seabird flew into land near Paulie Cave, who didn't look like the other gulls, and when Paulie told him of his dream, he said an extraordinary thing. Why, that's no problem, he chirped. I can do magic, you see. In a flash, Paulie found himself sitting next to the bird in a completely different place. There was sand under his paws, and palm trees ran along the shore at the bluest sea he had ever seen. Wow, gosh, that looks amazing. Like he's on an island full of sand, and can you see you've got a sandcastle there as well. And there's the magic bird, palm tree. Now, where Nanny come from, it's such an island in the Caribbean. And Grandpa, Mummy and Daddy, they come from the Caribbean. St. Vincent and Trinidad and Cuba, where it's very warm and very hot, and bright blue sea there. Maybe you'll get to go one day. What do you think? Asked the bird. It's beautiful, said Paulie, but the brightness hurts my eyes. It's too bright, I can't see. The sun's really bright. And oh dear, it is so hot. No problem, said the bird. In a flash, Paulie found himself in a cooler place. Everywhere he looked, there was green grass and lots of fences, between which animals trod among the grass. It's a farm, said the bird. Is this better? You see here, the Paulie, where there's lots of sheep and horses and cows on a farm. We have lots of those here in England, where we have sheep to make woolly jumpers, and that's where lamb come from, and we eat the meat lamb. And we have horses we ride horses, and we can also eat horses as well, called oh gosh, what's the meat called? I have to get back to you on that one. It's not very popular. We don't normally eat horse meat, especially not in this country anyway. And we have cows as well. Cows, that's where beef comes from, and the milk that we drink comes from cows. And pigs as well, that's where pork and sausages come from, and bacon. And go, onk onk, can you remember that song, Old MacDonald Had a Farm, and all the different noises the animals make. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on that farm he had some cow, E-I-E-I-O, with a moo here and a moo there, everywhere moo here, moo there, moo, everywhere moo moo, Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Can you do the other animal sounds as well? Those poor animals, cried Paulie. They can't go wherever they like. And oh dear, it is still so hot. Oh dear, Paulie's not used to the warm weather, is he? Before he had finished speaking, Paulie found himself in yet another place. A tall, tall tree towered overhead, while a little stream sparkled by his feet. The air in the forest smelled damp and cool. So here you can see Paulie in like a forest. Yes. Before he had I'm sorry, whispered Paulie, but I still don't like it. What if those trees fell on me? And oh dear, even here it is so hot. In the blink of an eye, Paulie found himself back in his old home. He sniffed the cold air with his nose and dug his paws into the icy snow. I hope you're happy, chirped the bird. I can't believe you prefer this to the wonders of the world I have shown you. But I do, smiled Paulie as he fell asleep. The rainbow colours of the northern lights shimmered overhead. And you see here some beautiful northern lights in the sky. And there's Paulie there with the bird, happy to be home. Again, northern lights you can see in the far north, places like Norway and Denmark, and North Pole, and Greenland and Iceland, all countries far to the north. Home is always the most wonderful place in the world, whispered one happy little bear. And there we go, there he is, happy. He's not too hot, not too cold, because he's got a big shaggy coat, you see, to keep him warm. That's how he keeps warm. And how he's too hot in the other places. So there's no place like home. No place like home. Love you. I'll speak to you soon. Bye.